What's up guys, so just before we begin, make sure to hit the subscribe and bell icon. People aren't seeing our content and that's probably because you haven't hit the bell. Thank you again for all your support. We're so proud of the amazing community that we've built. So we're just taking a look at Polygon here, and as we can see, we have rolled over quite significantly over basically the past few days, haven't we? For a lot of the larger cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum, VeChain, Polygon, etc, etc, we have had this A, B, C correction. Most cryptos that haven't reached a new all-time high in the past few weeks have basically been seeing this kind of correction. We do have a lot of exceptions, like for example Near. Basically a lot of cryptos that have seen a new all-time high recently, so Hedera Hashgraph, which we've covered recently. We've obviously got Avalanche, Cosmos, all these kinds of projects as well. We've got Elrond, etc, etc. A lot of smart contract platforms actually. They've actually come up, made new all-time highs, and they're currently, looking for a bit of support in and around the previous all-time high for the bounce. But a lot of cryptos that haven't really got close to their previous all-time high yet have had this ABC correction, as you can see here. And Polygon's no exception. We have the El Salvador crash. We chopped it sideways, and then obviously these rising concerns with Evergrande and the macro economy have seen most markets drop off, and obviously the crypto space has been subjected to this as well. And it currently looks as though we've come fully back down into this next little area of structure, which we did say would be key for a long time. This little area of structure looking something like this, where basically what's happened is we made a nice area of structure, we had the fake out to the downside, another really nice area of structure. We come up, we make another range looking something like this, where we basically make the top, the bottom of the range. We come up to this next level, we come back down inside the range looking for support. We come up again, we come back down, we test the bottom of the range a lot of times here. We test the top and the bottom of the range. We're just ranging like this, and then obviously the wider market corrects as well. Let me just put that range back in so you can see it. Looking something like this. We obviously have our nice little range coming up and down like this. Range is coming up and down, looking really good, and then obviously we roll over, so we're looking for that next level of support, which is essentially the bottom of the previous range, as you can see here. We have been bouncing off this area very nicely, a good area of structure. And you can see every single time that we came into this area here, we did get the bounce off the bottom. Basically get a wick back inside this higher range here, but obviously with the wider market correction, the A, B, C, we come all the way down pretty much to the bottom of this previous range and area of structure here, and we are getting a decent bounce, aren't we? So obviously, as we expected, we did get down to around $1, and people started buying Polygon en masse, because that's obviously a great entry point, a very big psychological support as well. And you can see previously this has been a very strong level of support for a lot of times. And it looks like in reality to us, we could potentially just be making our macro high, low, and higher, and then you make that higher, low, and continuation basically. So in our opinion, we do think that the bottom is in, from what we can tell. Bitcoin looks as though it's getting a very decent pickup off the bottom. We've got bullish divergences all over the place. And it seems likely, in our opinion, that we're probably going to see that bounce pretty damn soon. Let's just take a look at the hourly time frame here and see what we can see. And as you can see, massive bullish divergences on our RSI. Price is coming down. RSI is coming up. Clear indicator that the strength to the downside is decreasing. As you can see here, the histogram is actually showing that we are getting more momentum to the downside, which is interesting. But it looks as though we're actually getting more momentum to the upside as well. So whatever's happening here, it just seems like there's an increase in volume in general. And from what we can tell, it looks as though, we are potentially bottoming out here. You can see how we're slowly starting to curve like this, and slowly start to lose that momentum to the downside. And, eventually we'll basically get potentially an inverse head and shoulders looking something like this. And then we'll have the breakout target back up to probably where we formed this whole dump at around 133. So we think realistically, obviously a lot of people are super bearish right now, but we do think that sweeping these lows and, testing these supports is really key for Polygon. And the more that you test support like this, and the more that you come down and sweep it, the more chance of that huge bounce to the upside. And we do strongly think that Polygon is going to get a really nice bounce fairly soon, from what we can tell. And that $1 level, very strong level of support, so you'd expect that to have a decent bounce. And we are up at a back up at around 112.5 cents right now. Basically looking like we could be, the bottom could be in, and we could be looking at that reversal, especially with Bitcoin looking bullish as well. So short-term price predictions then, if we do roll over, we would expect to come back down, retest this previous area of support at around $1, which is very strong, by the way. We would probably expect this to be held quite nicely. And then obviously we want to reclaim this 125-ish area up to around the 0.50 here at around 130. Get back inside this upper range here and work our way back up to the 618 at around 150-ish. And then obviously longer term price predictions. We do still really think that Polygon $5 to $10 by the end of the bull run, very likely, which is only at 2 to 4x from the all-time high. And, you know, from the current prices around a 5 or a 10x. And I mean, these Fibonacci retracement and extensions do signify that we're probably realistically looking for some of those targets. So that's it, guys. We'd like to thank everyone so much for their support. If you've got any questions or suggestions, please leave them down below, and don't forget to subscribe and then hit the real subscribe button, which is the bell icon, to stay up to date with the 4 videos that we post every single day. Remember, if you want to support the channel more directly and get a ton of benefits and insight, as well as joining our growing community, consider the Patreon or YouTube membership down below. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description as well. All the links are in the description for affiliate links for discounts and free crypto, so go check them all out below. There's plenty of goodness on offer. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.